1 year ago, our world changed. The lockdown started, schools shut down, businesses that had survived war, recession, and natural disaster could not survive this. You may still be wondering, can we survive this? And what will the world feel like when this is all over?
Oh, we're going to survive this. But as News 5's Kevin Berry explains, we can look to the past, 1918 specifically, to help us prepare for the future.
On March the 12th, we closed. And we close and we lock the doors.
That's why Playhouse Square CEO and President GINA VERNACI says it'll be so much nicer to unlock the doors in the next few months. There have been no audiences here in a year because of COVID. The excitement she's expecting mirrors Playhouse Square's start a century ago, when the theaters were built right after World War I and the Spanish flu hit Cleveland.
And what happened, because we're human beings, is that people were lined up around the block to get into these theaters.
But just years before.
So it was really, just like now, a scary time.
Cleveland Public Library historian John SKRTIC says old newspaper clippings show the city taking the disease seriously, with some mask wearing and shutdowns that cost hotels and restaurants about $20 million by today's standards. And yet, there is still a war to win.
There were no closures of factories in Cleveland during the 1918 epidemic. They needed the war production that kept them going.
Case Western Reserve University's John GRABOWSKI says the years after the flu and the war turned Cleveland into the city we recognize today.
We're talking about real estate booming now. It is really rolling in the 1920s.
Playhouse Square, Terminal Tower, and the Cleveland Museum of Art were all built then. The Indians won the World Series down at League Park, and the Cleveland Clinic was founded.
At least 20 to 29, that showed what Clevelanders could come together and do and show the nation, what was possible in building these amazing things that still last now.
But that period of prosperity after the war was mostly powered by a strong manufacturing base that existed before the flu and carried Cleveland through after the pandemic and the fighting was over. The Cleveland of today doesn't really have that, at least yet.
We're not building on a booming success behind us. It's an evolving one that's coming.
The hope for the 2020s is that new tech jobs can drive the economy like the old factories used to, even if the city's population is only half as big. Thousands of new and renovated apartments house downtown residents like Abdul Alja, who plans on reopening his restaurant in the Flats soon.
I'm really hoping that the city does get built up because I see there's a big potential here.
Cleveland answered a war and disease with a decade of growth and success. John says that's a good reason to hope it can happen again.
The more you know about the past, you can kind of at least ease your mind that there are better times on the horizon.
In Cleveland, I'm Kevin Berry, News 5.